Okay, first thing we're going to do today is we are going to finish 5-1 and 5-2 multiplying fractions. There is a really cool method we can use when solving so we do not have to simplify at the very end, which can become challenging. Okay, after we finish 5-1, 5-2, we're going to go into 5-3 and 5-4, and this is multiplying with mixed numbers. So our goal today is to be able to multiply a whole number by mixed number and mixed number by mixed number. And again, we're going to represent these fractions with graphs. Any questions? We're all ready? Good to go? All right. Okay. I'm not sure why it shows up so weird here. We are in part 3 of the 5-1, 5-2, or it's 5-2 is what it is. But it is the guided notes from yesterday. Part 3. This problem should read, this should be 3/8 times 2/5. Go ahead and solve this problem using what we did yesterday. We're in yesterday's guided notes. Okay, when solving this problem, we would take 3 times 2 to get 6, 8 times 5 to get 40. Raise your hand if that's how you answered this problem. Okay? Raise your hand if you did it a different way. Nice. We all going to learn something new today then. Is this in simplest form? No. What do we have to do to make this in simplest form? Ben, we have to divide. What are we going to divide out of both the numerator and the denominator? I'm sorry. We're just going to take a 2 out, right? 6 divided by 2 is 3. 4 divided by 2 is, right? Is this in simplest form? Okay. Now, what we're going to be doing, which is new, is we're going to solve these simplifying before we multiply. Does anyone see how we can simplify this problem before we multiply? Jay?
You can write it under and then write again.
Is 3/8 simplified in simplest form? Yes. Is 2/5? Yes. There is a way to simplify this multiplication problem before we multiply. Ben? That's exactly right. This is cross simplification. All right. If you have a number that's on the top and a number that's on the bottom that can be simplified, you can go ahead and cross them out. And you can simplify them. What can we divide out of both 2 and 8? John? We divided 2 out, so this becomes a 1. Divided 2 out, this becomes a 4. Now we multiply straight across like normal. 3 times 1 is 3, and 4 times 5 is 20. Is the problem simplified now? Yes, you're done. The reason why we teach this, and the reason why it's helpful, is because 3/8 times 2/5, 6/40, those numbers are pretty basic, and we can divide numbers out pretty easily there. But when we get answers in the hundreds and thousands, it gets more challenging to figure out what we can divide out. These numbers are always going to be easier to find when dividing out numbers. Okay? So in that part 3, this just shows you. This is the simplifying after you've multiplied. So you've done your multiplication, you get 6/40, divide by 2, get 3/20. That's what all of you did your first time.
Again, this is what I just showed you. Divide the numerator and the denominator of either factor by the greatest common factor. So divide 8 by 2, 8 and 2 by 2. If the two top numbers can be simplified, so if this is a 2 and this was a 4, can we take them out? No. One has to be on top, one has to be on the bottom. Raise your hand if you remember doing this now. Some of you remember it now? Okay, awesome. So then we multiply across, and it's already in simplest form.
This library, man. The dogs are barking. Don't even start with.
We didn't do this yesterday.
We're almost there.
Okay, so we're finding the square, what does it say? Find the area in square miles of the rectangle city in the neighborhood shown on the board. So it says the area. How do we find area of a rectangle? David. We multiply. Do we take area equals length times width? Area. What is the length of the city? John? 1/3 times the width, which is, Nathan? 9/10. What I want you to do is solve this by simplifying before you multiply. If you need to talk to the person next to you, beside you, you can, but simplify before you multiply. All right, who can tell me how we simplify before we multiply? Becca. Perfect. This is the greatest common factor between 9 and 3 is 3. So we can divide a 3 out of 9 to get a 3. Divide a 3 out of 3 to get a 1. Our final answer then, we multiply straight across. 1 times 3 is 3. 1 times 10 is 10. This should be in simplest form then. We're okay with that. Right. That's all I have for fraction times fraction. Any questions? Okay. All right, go ahead and put that paper away. Okay, so in 5-3 now, we're going to be multiplying fractions and mixed numbers. So fraction times a mixed number or mixed number times a fraction. Again, we're going to start off with a model. Give me thumbs up or thumbs down how the models went yesterday on the homework. Okay. I will tomorrow, the main lesson will be just working on models so that you feel comfortable with them. Sound good? Right. Part 1. It says a bird bath can hold, that's supposed to be 2.5 gallons of water. The bird bath is 3/4 gallons full. How many gallons of water are in the bird bath? Use the grid below to draw a model to show and solve the problem. What's different on your paper than mine up here? These numbers are missing on your paper, so please fill those in. A 1 should be on your top left, 0 in the bottom left,
So 1, 2, 3, 4 box right here is a 2. I'm sorry. So 1. Then a 1, 2, 3, 4. This right here is 2. Everyone see that? Okay, what I'd like for you to do is try to draw this model to represent 2.5 of 3/4. So 2.5 times 3/4. You may talk with your neighbors. No one feels confident? These models, huh? Okay. All right. We need to represent 2.5. This right here is 1 whole. This is another 1 whole. Combined is 2. This is the third whole. Combined of 3. Okay. So how are we going to represent 2.5? Yes. True.
In 2 of the boxes and then half of another.
Good. We're going to shade in. We're going to shade in this whole box. That's 1 hole. Shade in another full box. That is 2 holes. So that's 2 gallons of water. Then we need to shade in a half. What is this box broken up into? Drew. Not thirds. Each box is broken up into, Javen? Into 4. So how do I make a half out of 4s? Nathan?
You color in 2 boxes.
Color in 2 of them. So this is 2. I have 2 1/4 gallons. 2 2/4 gallons. Do we agree? Okay. Now, it says the bird bath is 3/4 full. So now I need to represent 3/4. Am I going to be working with my columns up and down or my rows side to side now? It's going to be my rows. If you notice, this right here represents 2.5. This is from 0 to 3. This is representing 2.5. Right here, this is representing from 0 or 1 or 0 to 1. This whole thing is 1 whole. So now this side is 3/4. How many rows will I fill in? John, I'm going to shade in 3 of them. Again, now I am just looking for the 2 colors or the 2 shades overlap. That would be, I'm going to box it in blue. Our answer, what is the numerator going to be? The numerator will be what? Sean, how'd you get 3?
I said
What'd you say?
30.
30? How'd you get 30?
Because there's 10 rows where they're overlapping, and there's all of them at 3.
So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. There are 30 boxes that are shaded both green and red that are overlapped. Wherever you have your overlap, that is your numerator. Now this is where it's going to get tricky. What is our denominator?
Noah.
48.
Okay, did you get 48 by counting all the boxes?
No.
Did you?
I did 4 times 12.
4 times 12. Yep. So 4 times 12, that would be how many boxes there are in total. Okay. Now, does this answer make sense? Is 2.5 multiplied by 3/4 going to give us a number less than 1? Okay. We know we're multiplying by a number less than 1, so we know our number is going to go down. But 3/4 of 2.5, is that going to give us something that's less than 1? Shouldn't. Okay. Brady.
I think it's 16.
Okay, why do you think it's 16? Perfect. That is exactly right. We need to look at how many boxes are in one hole. Not this whole thing, because this is 3 holes. So our denominator comes from how many boxes are in one hole, which is 16. Right. What is 30/16 as a mixed number? Jay.
1 and 14 and 16.
Okay, so 1 and 14. 16, can we simplify that a little bit?
Yeah.
Yes, what can we do, Ben? 1 and what?
7, 8.
Good. 1 and 7/8. Now, does this answer make sense? Yes. Okay. 3/4 is really close to 1. So we know our answer is going to be close to 2.5. Somewhere. It's not going to go down a whole lot. Okay. Show me what you know off to the side about multiplying 2.5 times 3/4 without a model. What do you remember? 2.5 times 3/4. How would you solve this without a model? Ian. So what did you actually do there? Good. So we've made a mixed number into an improper fraction. That's the first thing that you need to do. How you do that? If you don't remember, quick review. Take your denominator times your whole number plus your numerator. Denominator times whole number plus your numerator. So that, just like Ian said, is 5 halves times 3/4. And we can multiply across. We get 15/8. What's the final answer? Sean? 1 and 7/8. Are we all good with that? Are you able to connect your model with the multiplication? Hopefully you are, because that is what makes the multiplication make sense. Okay, by multiplying across. Okay, we can skip the key concept if you, someone can explain to me what you do. We have a mixed number times a fraction. Ben.
You take the denominator, multiply it by the whole number, and then you add or divide it to the numerator, and then multiply with the other fraction.
Perfect. Okay, that is exactly right. We are going to change our mixed number into an improper fraction. Okay, multiply your numerators by each other, multiply your denominators by each other, and then put it in simplest form if it asks for that. Okay? All right. What I want you to do, actually, there's a really cool video that goes with part 2. I'm going to show you that. You ready for him?
She may not look like one.
That's the video. I think it's really funny. These videos are really weird and crazy. Makes me laugh. Okay? All right. What I want you to do, what time did I say we get out of here?
9:25.
9:24? Okay. Couple more minutes. Let's look at part 2. Question number 1. The road up a mountain is 3 1/3 miles long. The first lookout point is 1/4 of the way to the top. How far is it to the start to the first lookout point? What operation are we doing here and why? Sean. Division. Okay. Anyone else? Ben? Multiplication. Raise your hand if you have no idea. Okay. All right. So it says the road up a mountain is 3 1/3 miles long. The first lookout point is 1/4 of the way to the top. How far is it from the start to the top? Okay. We are trying to find 1/4 of 3 1/3. We are trying to find how far it is 1/3 of 3 1/3. What operation is that? The word of is what, Jay?
Division?
Not division. It is multiplication. Of means to multiply. Okay? So, go ahead and solve that problem, part 2 in 5-3. All right, who wants to share what you do first? Nathan.
You take 3 times 3, and then you add 1, which equals 10/3.
Perfect. So we are changing our mixed number into an improper fraction. You do that by your denominator times your whole number plus your numerator. So that is 10/3 times. So does anything change to this? No, it stays the same. So it is 1/4. Multiplying straight across, you get 10 over 12. I have a bunch of hands raised. What's your John? Simplify. Okay. Is 10/12 a correct answer? Yes. In MathXL or on a test, if you put in 10/12, that answer is going to be correct. The only way it's not going to be correct is if at the bottom it says put it in simplest form. Okay? We good with that? I know in the past you've probably always had to simplify everything into the simplest form. You don't always have to do that. This is a correct answer. Right? Unless it says to put it in simplest form. All right. That is all we're going to do for today with 5-3 and 5-4. We will finish 5-3 and 5-4 tomorrow. Your homework has a bit of 5-3 and 5-4. Do the best that you can. If you don't know how to do it, then do it on Friday. Okay? I will give you hopefully some time on Friday to complete some work.